Is it cheating using a capo? What do you think? Maybe put in the comments what you think. I'll tell you what I think. No. That could have been my shortest video ever. But anyway, I'm going to explain why I think it's not cheating to use a capo. So you probably know what a capo does, and a lot of people will say that you should learn to do bar chords, which are chords where your finger flattens across all of the strings, or 5 of the strings, those kind of things. People often say you should really learn to do bar chords to avoid using a capo. So a capo is useful if you can't play bar chords, which is true. However, if the song that you're trying to play originally had a capo being used, and if you use a capo in the same place, it's going to sound more like the song. Because when you do a bar chord, it doesn't quite ring the way that a capo makes the guitar ring. When you use a capo, certain chords sound like they've got open strings in them. So like if I play a G like this, there's some open strings there, and if I play a different G, like a bar chord version, don't know how well you can tell on the video, but it rings, it still sounds nice and it rings in its own way, but it doesn't ring in the same way as the one with the open strings. There's a different kind of resonance to the guitar when there's open strings involved. Now that bar chord I did there, G bar chord, if I put a capo on, the capo is now doing what my first finger was just doing. So if I now play the other part of that, but I'm not using my finger now, now I can feel the body of the guitar resonating more and everything's ringing more than it did when I used my finger. And I'm perfectly good at playing bar chords, but my finger is never going to be as good as the capo at pushing on those strings. So I'll just do those again. Hopefully you can hear the difference. It's quite subtle, but there is a difference, and I'm not sure if it comes across on the video, but hopefully it does. So that's one of the main reasons why you would use a capo, is because, well, two of the main reasons. One is because the original song was played with a capo, so it's just going to sound more like it if you do the same. But then the other reason is that a capo will give a chord a different kind of ringing quality to a bar chord. Obviously, if you can't play bar chords, or if you don't like bar chords, then using a capo is a way to avoid them. In that sense, it's kind of cheating a little bit to use one, but it doesn't matter. If you're able to play the music you want to play by putting one of those on, then what's the harm in that? Okay, a third thing to mention is that chords can be played in lots of different ways. So I could play a G chord like that, like that, like that. There's loads of G chords. They all sound slightly different, and if you played it on a piano, it would sound different again, even though it's still a G chord. So there's lots of ways of playing the chord by arranging the notes that you need for a chord, for a G chord, in different orders, and different strings have a different sound. So all these G chords sound different, even though they're all G. And when you play a chord with the notes in a different order, it's called an inversion. Now, that's another lesson really. If you're not sure about what inversions are, then that's something else we can look at separately. But that's what they're called, when you rearrange the notes. And when you put a capo on, it allows you to play certain inversions of chords that are a bit difficult to play without the capo. So that's another reason why it works well. And if I just sort of demonstrate the whole capo thing just quickly, if you take a song like Wonderwall, for example, Wonderwall has a capo on 2nd fret, and then there's a series of 4 chords for the main sequence. So if I just play those 4 chords, instead of using the capo, I'm going to use my finger. Okay, so I'm going to play the 4 chords from the beginning of Wonderwall, And you'll hear it and you think, yeah, it sounds kind of like Wonderwall. And then I'll play it again with the Capo on. And again, I don't know if it comes across on the video, but in the room, that sounded more like the song than what I did first. All these differences are very, very small and it's very subtle, but it does make a difference. So, yeah, the upshot of what I'm saying is it's not cheating to use a Capo. I recommend, if you don't already know how to play bar chords, I really recommend learning those if you're at the right stage in your guitar playing, because there's no good, if you're a complete beginner, it's no good trying to learn bar chords. But if you're at the right stage, which a teacher can advise on, then bar chords are essential. You definitely learn them, but don't feel like it's cheating to use one of these. Okay, hope that was slightly informative, and if you like this video, please click like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.